Good afternoon, everyone. Happy time zone. Last video, we installed Unreal Engine and set up the Unreal SDK. Today, I want to show you how to install Blender if you haven't already, and go over some of the requirements for the armature, as well as exporting FBX to be able to use it in Unreal later. So let's get started. There are several ways you can get Blender. One of the ways is to go to the website blender.org and download the latest version there. You could also download Blender through Steam if you wanted to. Steam automatically updates Blender, so, well, whether or not that comes in handy for you is up to you. So those are the two ways to get Blender. Obviously, I've already installed mine, so I don't need to do that again. When you have Blender open, you can just create a new file, and this is what it will look like. I will just delete all of these, and if you go here, you can put on this icon, which is your viewport. And you have to go to the scene component here, units, and put these on 0.01. This is because Unreal's units are different than Blender's are. If you press N, you will get the tooltips here. You can go to View, and you can increase the ends so that your scene won't, clip away. Now that you've set up your scene to work in Unreal, you can import your FBX file. So once you have imported your model into Blender, you can go to this viewport shading to have a better look. You can click your armature and go here to data. Click on in front to see it better. I also like to put the bones in stick mode. But for this purpose, I will, you know what? Let's keep them in stick mode, because then you can actually see the other bones as well. So the armature that I am using here is actually an armature that was generated for me using AutoRig Pro, but I changed it to be able to show you what type of armature you need for Riff XR retargeting. So we can go here to edit mode. You could also press tab to go into edit mode. And let's just quickly go over the armature. I will just quickly hide these bones. Because, well, those are for her hair. You don't actually need them. Now. All right. So this is the armature that I am using. It's basically an Unreal Engine skeleton, but I have added eye bones to it because, well, she can look around. The names for the bones also are consistent with the Unreal Engine skeleton, because that way, well, basically I should be able to import this mesh and use the Unreal Engine skeleton. But for Riff XR, we are not going to do that. A couple of important things for Riff XR is that the models have 2 neck bones. So if you only have one, you can select it and then go to, let me see, armature and subdivide to get 2 neck bones if you want. And then you just have to redo your weight painting. And they have a total of 5 bones in the spine and a pelvis bone. So your armature is also always called root, and the actual root bone is called pelvis. And then you have spine 1 up to spine 5, 2 neck bones, and a head bone. You have a shoulder bone, and in this case we have an arm bone and a lower arm bone, and each of those have actual 2 twist bones. And there are also 2 twist bones here, as you can see. And especially these lower 2 twist bones are also used in Riff XR. And you don't have to use the same names because we will be retargeting them later. But like I said, this skeleton is well created from an Unreal Engine skeleton, so it's compatible. A hand bone and, well, 3 finger bones. On the lower part, it's the same. You have a upper leg bone, a lower leg bone, and each bone has 2 twist bones, which again has to do with the retargeting for Unreal. If you want to retarget for, say, a third-person avatar. And last, the foot and the ball of the foot. So this is the basic armature that you would want for your character. You can, of course, use less bones, but yeah, the deformations might look different. So if you know how, I would suggest to try and follow the actual Unreal's avatar armatures as closely as you can. So if I go here into pose mode, you'll see her hair is back, and I can check if all my deformations are working. Also, press R to rotate. Yes, this looks very flattering. Let's just quickly go over all of them. So here you see I have this X for mirror option. So I can check both sides at once if I wanted to. And everything seems to be working. So that's nice. If you accidentally moved your bones, you could also use Alt R and Alt G to reset the rotation and position. So we go back to object mode. Also, I would recommend saving regularly. Control S, or you just go to File, Save As, and well, give your file appropriate name and save. If your character looks good and you want to export it for Unreal, just select all of them You can see, by the way, that I have separate meshes here. But we will combine all of them for a character in Unreal. All right, so I forgot a pretty big part, which is actual material check. All right, so we go here to the materials and we can check here in the shading tab. I'm just using shift and middle mouse to drag in my character. And without using shift, you can put it here. Okay. So this crop top is very, very simple, as you can see. Just one texture. So that one looks good. This one is a little bit more complicated. So it has an opacity mask, texture, roughness, don't really need it, and a normal map, of course. So again, here we have our basic, so this is the mission map, a normal map, a roughness map, and the just a skin texture. So that one looks good as well. Same with this one. Let's just remove all of these. And then we just have the eyelashes textures. On average, you want to try and avoid using too many materials. At the moment, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 materials in total for this character. I could combine the hair with the eyelashes, but I'm not going to at this moment. And later you will see why. So now that I have fixed my materials, I'm going to save her, go to layout, A to select everything, and export her again. So we have our presets, only selected the visible objects, armature and mesh, these settings, geometry, smoothing on face, in the armature, untick, leaf bones, export. Okay, so now let's do another attempt at importing her into our Riff SDK.